Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, we bring you boys varsity lacrosse as your Lawrence Cardinals will be taking on the Nottingham North Stars. In goal for Lawrence will be Dylan Morris, and in goal for Nottingham will be Connor O'Lone. Out at center, we got Matt Tran getting ready to start for Lawrence. He'll be going up against Antonio Bartol. Looks like they're about ready to get started. And right off the bat, Tran comes up with it. Lawrence now moving the ball around, trying to draw Nottingham out of position. Sizing up the team, seeing what they can do to get through and score a goal. Now Lawrence moving it back out, and here's a shot from way out. That one does not find the net. Riley Cahill will bring the ball back into play for Lawrence. Up to Berea. Over to Nab. There's a pass around behind the net. They're now back out front. And Lawrence moving the ball around quite smartly. And there's a shot on goal, and it's a goal. As Riley Cahill has found the back of the net in the early going for Lawrence.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So Cardinals lead with a 1-0 score in the early going, up against the Nottingham North Stars, for those who are just joining us. There's the center, and right away Matt Tran scoops it up. Tran now running down the sideline of the field. He'll pass it forward. That's Noah Lairfield with the ball. Lairfield sends it back over to Cahill, who scored the first goal of the game. He'll send it over to Art Stubbs. Art Stubbs will send it right back. Out front to Berea. Berea over to Nab. Well, they're moving it around pretty quick from one position to another. Lawrence moving it around, trying to break through that defense. Now here's a pass towards the end, around back behind the net. Pass out the center, and Zach Butler puts it in. Bring the score now 2-0 in favor of the Lawrence Cardinals.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So goals by Riley Cahill and Zach Butler have given Lawrence a 2-0 lead over the Nottingham North Stars. Now North Stars come up with the ball. Heavy defensive pressure there, and manages to get the pass off. Now Nottingham past the goal, working their way back again. Here's a pass behind the net. Nottingham looking to find a way in to see if they can take away some of Lawrence's lead. Instead, Lawrence is going to take away the ball, and a lost footing there is going to turn the ball right back over to Nottingham. Antonio Bartol will put the ball back into play for Nottingham. Now he'll run it over towards the midfield. Forward pass goes to no one. Loose ball on the field. And Nottingham's going to pick it up and put it in the net. That's Corey Akis with his first goal of the game to make it a 2-1 game now. Lawrence still leading.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
The action returns to the center of the field with Matt Tran doing the centering duties for Lawrence. And that's going to be North Star's ball. North Stars advancing on the near side of the field. Pass is intercepted by Jackson Caruso, and he's streaking down the sidelines. He'll pass it over to Noah Learfield, who puts it in for goal number 3 for the Lawrence Cardinals. 3-1 lead now. Lawrence Cardinals over Nottingham North Stars.
Good job, Jax!
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Well, that goal certainly happened quickly. And Lawrence showing no signs of slowing down here. Matt Tran out there once again for centering duties. Tran scoops it up. He'll send it down the line to Stubbs. Stubbs will drop it back to Cahill. Cahill sends it across the field. And we're moving it around quite a bit, but now going back behind the net again. Now pass out front. Long pass across the field. And Lawrence will work it around in the circle again. Now back behind the net, out to center, and shot is deflected. Lawrence recovers the ball. Pass is blocked, but Lawrence recovers again. That shot doesn't find the net either. Stubbs comes away with it. Stubbs over to Berea. Berea over to Nab. And Lawrence once again working the circle. Here's a pass out front. Lawrence once again working that circle. Here's the passing game back. Ball gets away. And that'll be Lawrence ball. Stubbs puts the ball back in play. Lawrence once again circling the net. Here's a shot from way out off the post. That was going to fly right back to midfield, but Lawrence gets it. Now here's a drive towards the goal. They drop it back. Another shot from way out. And Emmett Berea finds the back of the net from way out there to take goal number 4 for Lawrence.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Tran once again at center. There goes the ball. And it'll be scooped up by Lawrence. Now pass forward. Drop it back. Shot on goal does not connect, and that will bounce out of bounds. Stubbs will bring the ball back into play. Now pass out toward the top of the circle. Lawrence will drop it back and reset. Now here in the middle of the field. Lawrence still not finding that opening they're looking for. Pass behind the net. Now back out. That one gets away. Lawrence recovers. Good hustle by Berea there. Pass out to front. Couldn't get the shot off. And Stubbs puts it in for goal number 5 for the Lawrence Cardinals.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
A little over 5 minutes left in this first quarter. Cardinals leading 5-1 over the Nottingham North Stars. And the Cardinals, did not come up with the ball yet. Let's see who gets that. And now the Cardinals have it. Cardinals working that passing game again, trying to set up a play. Pass back into the middle, but popped up in the air. Let's see who comes up with this one. It's going to be Emmett Berea over there getting a hold of the ball. Lawrence once again with the passing game. They'll work it around the net. Riley Cahill uncharacteristically out from behind the net. Shot does not connect. And that will be a Lawrence ball. Stubbs will bring it back into play. Ball's taken away by Nottingham. Now Nottingham running up the sideline, headed towards the Lawrence goal. They'll pass it forward. Now drop back and try and set up a play. Pass to center. Back over to the side. And the ball is loose on the ground. Let's see who can come up with this one. It'll be Nottingham again. Now Nottingham slowing things down a little bit. Pass behind the net. Back out to center. That pass does not connect, but Nottingham recovers the ball. Shot on goal is wide. Goal chasing it. And Nottingham North Stars are going to get a goal on that one. That was Corey Iquez with his second goal of the game for the Nottingham North Stars.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
About 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Lawrence leading 5-2 as they set up for the center. Once again, Matt Tran out there doing the duties for Lawrence. He'll scoop up the ball and head towards the North Stars goal. Pass around behind the net. Now back out front. Here's a cross. And Lawrence once again working around the net. There's a pass over to the far side. Now Lawrence will bring it back. Pass towards the middle. Tran thinks better of taking a shot. He'll drop it back. Now ball way behind the net. We'll send it outside. Faked a shot there and pass. Now working the circle, and from way outside, Stubbs takes a shot. That one does not connect. Riley Cahill will bring the ball back into play for Lawrence. Pass over to the far side now. Back around behind the net once again. Pass to center. No shot. Still no shot. There's a bouncer towards the goal. Did not connect. Pass in the middle. And in it goes as Zach Butler finds the back of the net for his second goal of the game. Cardinals now leading with a score of 6-2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We've got about a minute and a half left in this first quarter of play. Lawrence Cardinals leading 6-2 over the Nottingham North Stars. And Lawrence wins the ball on the initial center there. Lost ball is bouncing around loose. Everyone's scrambling to try and get a hold of it. That's going to be Lawrence ball. Cahill puts the ball back into play for Lawrence. Now Lawrence moving the ball around. Pass to center. Shot is blocked. Ball recovered by Nottingham. Now Nottingham running the ball up the far side of the field as we hit the 1 minute mark. The forward pass is deflected by Lawrence but recovered by Nottingham. Another deflection there. Lawrence finally scoops that one up. Forward pass. Now back behind the net they go. Got about 30 seconds left on the clock in this first quarter. Ball gets away. Lawrence recovers quickly. Now back around behind the net. Pass out front. Inside. And there's a underhanded shot by Noah Learfield to get his second goal of the game. Brings the score now to 7-2 in favor of Lawrence.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Once again, Matt Tran out there doing centering duties for Lawrence. He'll come away with the ball. Oop, ball's knocked loose. And Dario DeGeorge gets a hold of it instead. Wild shot at the end does not beat the clock. And at the end of the first quarter of play, your Lawrence Cardinals lead by a score of 7-2 over the Nottingham North Stars. Stay tuned for more exciting boys varsity lacrosse action. LTPS TV is looking for people to become involved in creating shows for television. We need announcers and people to operate cameras, video switchers, and audio equipment. LTPS TV produces TV broadcasts of programs such as school concerts, school sports, school awards programs, and much more. We are also open to ideas for additional programming. If you are a Lawrence High School student who is interested in getting involved, see Mr. Irvin, that's me, in the District Technology Center. We're also looking for people to work lights and sound in the Lawrence High School auditorium as well as other audiovisual related work. So see me, Mr. Irvin, in the District Technology Center to get involved. For those of you just tuning in, you're watching Boys Varsity Lacrosse as Lawrence is leading, score of 7-2 over the Nottingham North Stars. We're just starting the second quarter of play and Lawrence has the ball. Well, they had it for a moment. It's headed towards the sideline, and that's out of bounds on Lawrence. It will be a Nottingham ball. Zach Howland is going to try and bring the ball in. Start play for Nottingham. And he gets mugged by Lawrence. Lawrence comes away with the ball. And now it's Lawrence going on the attack. Lawrence looks like they're going to take it behind the net. Now send it over to the far side of the field. Back behind the net we go. And now they'll bring it out on this side. Lawrence working the ball around the circle. Try to drive inside, did not get through. Now there's a shot on goal. That was going to go wide. Connor Olone, goalie for Nottingham, comes out of the net to fetch that, but it's going to be Luis Mendoza who will resume play with the ball. Pass is intercepted by Lawrence. Lawrence will drop it back and reset. Had a good chance there with goalie caught out of the net. Now a shot from out wide by Art Stubbs, and he'll get his second goal of the game and bring the score now to Lawrence 8 and Nottingham 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So the players will return to the center of the field for the center, and it looks like once again it'll be Matt Tran out there doing the duty for Lawrence. Lawrence will scoop up the ball. Forward pass on the near sideline. And they'll take it around behind the net. Now back out on the sideline, and they'll go around the circle once more. Lawrence takes it back behind the net. Now here's a run outside, and the shot does not connect. The putback does not connect either. And that ball's going to roll across the sideline. It'll be a Lawrence ball. Riley Cahill will put it in play for Lawrence. They'll drop it back and move it across the field as Lawrence goes back around that circle. Cahill trying to direct some players to make something happen. Now Berea's holding on to it, waiting to see if anyone will get out of position. Says they don't. Here's a pass up the middle. That one got away, but put back. That's passed. And Lawrence will take it behind the net. Now working around the circle once more. Lawrence working the ball around and around. Now driving out towards the goal. Ball's dropped but recovered quickly. Now moving inside, here's a shot on goal. And Noah Learfield gets his third goal of the game to earn a hat trick. That'll bring the score now to 9-2 in favor of Lawrence.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So Matt Tran will be going up against Dario DeGeorge once again for the center. And DeGeorge comes away with this time. Pass is dropped but recovered and dropped again. And Lawrence is going to come up with the ball. In fact, that's Matt Tran running all the way to the end. They'll drop it back. Now Lawrence takes it around behind the net. They'll send it outside, back to the top of the circle. Now working it to the near side of the field, up the middle, and in it goes as Austin Edwards gets his first goal of the game. That'll bring the score now to 10-2 in favor of Lawrence. That appears to be a very popular goal with the Lawrence team, as I believe that may have been Austin Edwards' first goal ever, getting congratulated by the team.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Now Lawrence mixing things up a little bit as J.P. Claffery will be handling the centering duties. Antonio Bartol for the North Stars will be joining him in the center of the circle. And Bartol, well, he almost came up with it. Eventually it was Zach Howland who came up with it for the North Stars. Now they'll move the ball around and see if they can make a goal, and not at the moment because Lawrence now has the ball. Lawrence sends it down the field. Now moving into scoring position, and the shot is just off to the left a little bit. Waiting for the call from the ref. And that's going to be a Nottingham ball. Nottingham brings the ball back into play. No one from Lawrence challenging yet. Now Stubbs gets into the action, gives a couple swipes. And Nottingham making good progress down the far sideline. They'll stop now and pass it towards center. That pass is intercepted by Lawrence. And we've got Austin Edwards streaking down the field with the ball again. He'll pass it off. Now Lawrence working the ball around the circle. Back behind the net. Over towards this side of the field. And they'll drop back behind the net again. Over to the far side of the field, now working out towards the top of the circle. There's a pass to the near side of the field. And there's a shot. And Riley Cahill will get his second goal of the game, as Lawrence increases their point lead now 11-2 against the Nottingham North Stars.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
J.P. Claffery back out to do the centering duties for Lawrence. Looks like Dario DeJohn centering for the North Stars. Ball still rolling, and Nottingham comes up with it. Now Nottingham on the attack. Can't hang on to the ball. And that's Dylan Morris came out of the net to grab that one. Sent it down the field. Now Lawrence gets a hold of it. Lawrence running toward the net. Now across. Pass back behind the net. Out to center. Oh, that one a little high. Lawrence scoops it up. And they'll reset top of the key. Now moving around behind the net, back out front. And that was going to bounce across the line for a goal. Alex Knabb came streaking in from the backfield and put that one at the net. Goalie got a piece of it, but it bounced and trickled across the line for goal number 12. Lawrence now leads 12-2 over the Nottingham North Stars.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Less than 5 minutes left in the first half of this game. Lawrence up 12-2 over the Nottingham North Stars. And J.P. Claffery once again doing the centering duties. Ball still rolling around loose. We'll see who can come up with it. Still waiting. No one's picked it up. But it was headed the right direction for Lawrence. And that'll be a Lawrence ball. Emmett Berea will put it back into play. Now pass over to the far side of the field. Now working around to the top of the key. And Berea will hold on to it for a moment. Now he sends it deep. And Noah Learfield running it around the circle. He'll pass it off. That pass gets away. And Nottingham comes away with the ball. Knocked free, and Lawrence recovers. Maybe a little too much knocking there. I think there's going to be a penalty on that one. And it will be North Stars ball. Antonio Bartol will be putting it back into play for the North Stars. Yeah, he passes it off to Dario DeJonge. There's a whistle to resume play, and DeJonge passes immediately. There's a pass inside. And Dylan Morris is going to come up with that one. He sends it up the field. Riley Cahill trying to work through traffic there. Cahill still with the ball. He'll run it around behind the net. Now passing it over to Stubbs. Stubbs sends it back to Cahill. Cahill to Lairfield. Back to Cahill. Cahill back over to Stubbs. Stubbs will send it back to Cahill. And Cahill over to Lairfield. Now Lawrence is going to go back to working that circle. Back behind the net. Out front. And Stubbs with a long shot puts it in from a distance as Art Stubbs is going to get his third goal of the game to earn his hat trick. That's 2 hat tricks now for Lawrence as Noah Lairfield and Art Stubbs have both scored 3 goals apiece. Total score, Lawrence 13, Nottingham 2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Little over 2 minutes left in this first half. Lawrence up 13-2 over Nottingham. Ball squirts free. And Lawrence ends up with it. Now Lawrence takes it around behind the goal. Back across. Still behind the goal. Now out towards the top of the key. The pass inside does not connect. Lawrence recovers. I'll pass it back behind the net. Pass outside the circle. Ball back behind the net. Now back out again. Shot on goal. Ricochets off someone's back. And that will be fielded by Connor O'Lone. O'Lone sends it forward. Pass does not connect. That'll be out of bounds on Nottingham. Lawrence ball. About a minute left in this first half. Lawrence will pass it inside. Loose ball over there. Lawrence comes up with it. Oh. Nice attempt, but it didn't go in. Backhanded shot also unsuccessful. Riley Cahill will bring the ball back into play. He'll pass it behind the net. Long pass outside. And Lawrence trying to get something set up here. Cahill all tied up there. And yellow flag on that one. I think Colin Henderson's going to go sit down for a while. Only 13 seconds left on the clock in this first half. Cahill brings the ball back into play. He'll pass it out front. Shot goes wide. Got about 5 seconds left on the clock. Zach Butler's going to bring it into play. If they're going to make something happen, it better happen soon, and it doesn't look like they're so inclined. There's the buzzer for the end of the first half. So at the halftime break, your Lawrence Cardinals lead 13-2 over the Nottingham North Stars. Stay tuned for the second half of this exciting boys varsity lacrosse match. For those of you just joining us, we're getting ready to start the second half of boys varsity lacrosse, Lawrence versus Nottingham. The first half has been total domination by the Lawrence Cardinals as they racked up a score of 13-2. 7 different players from Lawrence have scored goals, with both Riley Cahill and Noah Learfield scoring a hat trick. And no surprise, Lawrence has the ball in the early going of the second half. Lawrence working it around behind the net. Pass outside. Shot does not find the net, and Nottingham comes away with the ball. There's a yellow flag on that one. I believe that's going to be a penalty on Lawrence. And it looks like Lairfield's going to get a rest. Lewis Cassidy for Nottingham will bring the ball back into play. And he'll advance it down the far sideline. He's turned back by a Cardinal defense. Now pass up the middle. That one gets rejected. And loose ball on the field is going to be picked up by Lawrence as Riley Cahill streaks down the field. He'll take it around behind the net. Drop it back to Stubbs. Over to Cahill. Cahill with the shot. That one is rejected. And Nab comes up with the ball. Now Nab's going to send it way down into the corner. And that'll go back behind the net. Pass outside. Oh, that one was a good setup, but it didn't connect. And it looks like Nottingham may eventually get the ball. Nice kick there. Finally got it to someone else. Now Nottingham on the attack here. That pass goes awry. And it'll be out of bounds on Nottingham, a Lawrence ball. Lawrence is going to send it over to Dylan Morris. Morris is going to launch it down the field. It'll be out of bounds on Nottingham, Lawrence ball. Lawrence sends it into center. Now over by the goal, around behind the goal. Out front. And Stubbs with another one of those long shots that he's been so successful with. That one does not connect. Cahill will pick up the ball and put it back into play. Now Cahill sends it out to Berea. Berea over to Nab. Back to Berea. And Berea with a long shot. That one is stopped by Connor O'Lone. Loose ball behind the goal is picked up by Nottingham. Apparently not nicely, as the referee will give it back to Cahill. Now Cahill puts the ball back into play, and Lawrence will go around the circle. Back behind the net, now out front. And another long shot there, fails to connect. Yeah, Art Stubbs will be bringing the ball back into play for Lawrence. They'll pass it back to the top of the circle. Now Lawrence working it back and forth. There's a shot. Ricochets off the post and back out onto the field. Lawrence will scoop it up. Now pass behind the net, out front in the middle. That one gets away. See who chases it down. It's going to be Nottingham with the ball. That pass goes awry. Let's see who comes up with it off the field. It will be Nottingham. Pass gets away, loose ball out in front of the goal. Nottingham comes up with it. And that bounces over the goal. Dylan Morris snatches that one up and sends it way up the field. Here's a pass inside. Shot is blocked by Connor O'Lone. O'Lone will come out of goal. Pass that one forward. And the Nottingham North Stars will go on the attack. That one bounces over towards the goal. No challenge at all for Dylan Morris. Now ball sent forward. A little contact there. It'll be a Lawrence ball still. And looks like maybe our Antonio Bartol headed over toward the bench for a little rest. Now Lawrence brings the ball back in play. Send it around behind the net. Pass inside. And there's a strong shot by Zach Butler, who puts it in the back of the net to score his third goal of the game for his hat trick. So 3 Lawrence players having scored their hat trick today. Score is 14-2. Lawrence leads over the Nottingham North Stars.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Claffrey will once again be handling the centering duties for Lawrence. Loose ball on the field. Still, finally, Nottingham scoops that one up. Nottingham now advancing towards the Lawrence goal. Pass is intercepted by Lawrence. Ball's knocked free. Lawrence recovers, sends the ball down the field, but that'll be picked up by Nottingham. Nottingham having a little trouble with that pass. They'll scoop it back up. Now Nottingham trying to advance towards the Lawrence goal. That pass is picked off by Dylan Morris himself. He'll come out of the net and pass the ball away to Om Patel. Name we don't get to say very often on this one. And it's Lawrence back on offense, but that's broken up by Nottingham, who come away with the ball. Now Nottingham back on the attack. That pass is picked off by Lawrence. James Tassari over. Managed to get a stick on that one. He'll send that ball forward. Nice spin move there. Let's see Lawrence back on the attack. Nottingham comes up with the ball. They'll try and run it the length of the field. That's Luis Mendoza who had the big run there. Off to Lewis Cassidy. Cassidy sends it up the middle. Loose ball on the field. Still waiting to see who's going to get that one. And finally Lawrence comes up with it. Now, ball gets away, and it'll be Nottingham in possession. They'll send it up the middle. Picked off by Lawrence, who sends it back the other direction. That pass goes a little high and heads for the sideline. That's going to roll out of bounds on Lawrence. It'll be Nottingham ball. I apologize to the players from Lawrence whose names I don't know. We have quite a few numbers on the field that don't appear on my roster. Perhaps some of the JV players getting some time in this game since Lawrence is so far out ahead. Loose ball on the field, the player on the field, and Nottingham scoops that one up. They'll head towards the Lawrence goal. Shot on goal goes wide. And referee's going to hold stuff up here for a moment. And there goes Jackson Caruso for a little bit of exchange time.
Mark 6. Mark 6.
Now Nottingham, Colin Henderson brings the ball into play. Nottingham moving the ball around deep in the backfield for their offense. And here's a pass inside. Ball gets away. That'll be picked up by Nottingham. Shot on goal by Corey Ickes goes wide to the right. Ickes is the lone goal scorer for Nottingham so far today, having scored both goals. Now Lawrence sends the ball way up the field. A little trouble containing that one. Now Lawrence picks it up. Pass back behind the net. Now Lawrence will bring it out in front of the net. Back to the top of the circle. And once again around the circle. Here's a run toward the goal. Back up and try again. Pass back this direction. Shot on goal. That one bounces wide. It'll be a Lawrence ball. Now Lawrence puts the ball back in play. And over to the far side of the field. Long pass behind the net. Lawrence will bring it out. Now top of the circle. Lawrence looking to break through. That does not happen. The ball's recovered by Lawrence. Pass behind the net. Pass is intercepted by Nottingham, who now goes running down the near side of the field. They'll work it over towards center. Pass inside in front of the goal. Oh, missed opportunity there as the shot does not connect. And Lawrence is headed the other direction with the ball. Over the center, that pass gets away. Loose ball on the field, scooped up by Lawrence. Now working it over to the far side of the field. Back behind the net. Lawrence still working the ball around the field. Now pass across the field. That one's headed for the sideline, and it's going to be out of bounds on Lawrence. That'll be Nottingham ball, I believe. But there's the buzzer for the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, your Lawrence Cardinals lead 14-2 over the Nottingham North Stars. Stay tuned for the final quarter. LTPS TV is looking for people to become involved in creating shows for television. We need announcers and people to operate cameras, video switchers, and audio equipment. LTPS TV produces TV broadcasts of programs such as school concerts, school sports, school awards programs, and much more. We are also open to ideas for additional programming. If you are a Lawrence High School student who is interested in getting involved, see Mr. Irvin, that's me, in the District Technology Center. We're also looking for people to work lights and sound in the Lawrence High School auditorium, as well as other audiovisual related work. So see me, Mr. Irvin, in the District Technology Center to get involved. Emmett Berea will put the ball into play for Lawrence for the start of the fourth and final quarter in this game. 12 minutes on the clock. And Lawrence already working the ball around the net. Pass over to the side. Long shot from outside. That was going to be just wide. And it'll be Nottingham ball. Connor O'Lone launches that ball down the field. Past the midfield mark. Ball out in front of the goal gets knocked away by Lawrence. And that one keeps bouncing around. There, finally Lawrence lands it. Pass up the middle. Now cross. Lawrence will drop it back. Now working around the net. Lawrence will send it back behind the net. Over to the far side of the field. And back around the top we go. Whistle on that play. It's going to be Nottingham ball. Nottingham manages to get the pass through despite defense. Shot goes wide. It'll be the Lawrence ball. My mistake. That's going to be Nottingham ball. As Lewis Cassidy heads over there to bring the ball back into play. He'll send it back to Antonio Bartol. And Bartol will put it into play. That pass is blocked by Lawrence. They'll drop it back to Dylan Morris, who sends the ball forward. And now it's Lawrence on the far side of the field. Ball is knocked loose but quickly recovered. Now Nottingham advancing the ball down the field. Knocked away by Lawrence, finally picked up. And Lawrence sends it down the field. And they'll set up around the goal. Work that passing game some more. Lawrence sends the ball back behind the net. No challenge from Nottingham at this point. Oh, good opportunity there. Just didn't quite connect. Fortunately, Berea there to back up the play. He'll send it in from ways out. That one does not get through, but is recovered by Lawrence. Now back behind the net. Having trouble scooping that one up. And finally that'll roll out of bounds off of Lawrence. It'll be Nottingham ball. A missed attempt at blocking. Nottingham sends the ball the other direction. Quite a good bit of distance on that one. Loose ball on the field. That one scooped up by Nottingham. Knocked free, and Lawrence gets a hold of it. Dylan Morris will launch the ball the other direction. And there goes Berea streaking down the middle. He'll pass it. That pass gets free, but recovered by Lawrence. And Lawrence will drop it back and reset. Ball working around to the near side of the field. Send it back behind the net. Over to the far side of the field. And back up to the top of the circle. Berea trying to set up a play. There's a pass in the middle. Attempt bounces over the net. That'll be a Lawrence ball. Lawrence drops it back for another reset. Working that circle. Pass behind the net. One of the nice things about being this far out in front in the points is it allows the coach to put in some players who wouldn't normally see as much field time, get them the experience. Perhaps they'll be the up-and-coming stars for the next couple years for the Lawrence squad. Doing a good job with the passing game.
Come on, guys, you gotta pressure. You're not gonna get the ball.
Here goes Over with a shot on goal, and he finds the back of the net. James Over gets his first goal of the game, bringing the score now 15-2. Lawrence Cardinals leading over the Nottingham North Stars.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Matt Tran back on the field for the Lawrence team to do the centering duties. Going up against Antonio Bartol, just like the very beginning of the game. And Matt Tran scoops that one up and moves it forward. Now, the Nottingham defense attempting to pressure the Cardinals into making a mistake. Nice leap there to catch a high pass. That one gets through. Kept in bounds. Well, it was. Now it's out of bounds. That'll be a Nottingham ball. Bartol brings it back into play. That one gets free. And it's scooped up by Nottingham. Nottingham trying to get around to the front of the net. There they are. Thought about a shot. Thought better of it. There's a shot from outside. That one's going to bounce out of bounds. And goalie Josh Marandino will come out and grab that one. I didn't notice when they made the switch, but we've got a different goalie in there. Marandino comes out of the net. He'll send that ball up the field. Pass is picked off. And Nottingham managed to put that one in for another point. That was Lewis Cassidy with his first goal of the game for Nottingham. Makes the score now 15-3. Lawrence still leading by a couple points. That was a tough one for Marandino as Nottingham had a breakaway, and Marandino really didn't have much help at that point. He's been doing a fine job so far. Now we'll return to the center of the field, where it looks like Matt Tran will once again be doing the centering duties and going up against Dario DeGeorge. Less than 2 minutes left in the game. Cardinals up 15-3. And that call goes against Nottingham. It'll be a Lawrence ball. Lawrence sends the ball forward. And in it goes. Sorry, I don't know the names of either one of those players, but number 20 with an excellent pass setting up number 40, who did a beautiful job of putting that one in on the first chance. Excellent play by the Cardinals, showing the depth of this team. Now we've got someone different coming out for the center. That's Claffery back out there to do the centering duties for Lawrence. Less than a minute left on the clock. And Claffery comes up with the ball. No, he doesn't. He had it for a moment. It's Nab with the ball. He'll advance it forward. And Lawrence will move the ball around outside the circle. Here's a drive around the back. Pass behind the net. Another pass behind the net. Nottingham doing whatever they can to work the ball loose. But there's the buzzer for the end of the game as your Lawrence Cardinals have been victorious over the Nottingham North Stars with a score of 16-3. The Cardinals stream onto the field for a congratulations celebration. And that will do it here from the Cardinal Stadium as the Cardinals have been victorious 16-3 over Nottingham. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in again next time for more exciting Cardinal sports action here on LTPS TV.